We are going to create barrels in this Blender tutorial. So first I am going to delete this, and I am going to make sure the shortcut keys are working. So here you can see the shortcut keys. Okay, so first I am going to add a cylinder, Shift A. So we can add the cylinder by pressing the Shift A shortcut key, or you can go here on add and go to mesh, and here you can see different types of the meshes available in the Blender. So here we are going to use the cylinder. So we added the cylinder, and if I am going to press the 1 on my numpad, it will take me to the front view, or you can also go here on view, and here you can also go to the front like that. So by pressing the 1 on your numpad, or by going here and view and front. Okay, so this is the simple cylinder, and I'm going to select this one, and we are going to go to the edit mode if we want to edit this cylinder. And now we are in the object mode, and the other mode is edit mode, where we can change the shape, the vertices, the edges, move them, and the other functions. Here we can see different tools here. Okay, so first I'm going to go to the object mode. I'm going to delete it. So select this one. If you want to delete it, select the object and press X on your keyboard, and it will delete it. Okay, so Shift A again, and mesh and cylinder, or you can go here, add and mesh and cylinder. Okay, I am repeating these things because this tutorial I am making for the beginners. Okay, so X deleted, Shift A add, and add a cylinder. And here when you add the cylinder, here add cylinder, a pop-up window will be here. So if you expand it, here we have all the properties of this cylinder. We can change them. So for the vertices, I am going to make it 16, and we have radius. We can also change it. We have the depth, so I am going to keep them default. Okay, so when you click here, this property box will disappear, and you are not able to um, show it or change the properties of this cylinder. Okay, so now I'm going to press 1 on the pad, and now we are going to go to the object mode and edit mode. So here we are here in the edit mode, and now I want to add some loop cuts like this uh, edge you see. So here we have the selection mode. We have the vertex selection, we have the edge selection, and the face selection. So here you can see we have this face. So basically we want to add some rings of these edges in this body of the cylinder. So here here you see these tools. So here we have this loop cut tool. So we can click here, and then we go here, and it will show the preview of this uh, edge loop which we are going to create. And for the shortcut key, you are going to press Ctrl and R, and when you move your cursor here, you can see the preview of the loop. So if you rotate the mouse of your the middle mouse wheel of your and the middle mouse uh, button, the wheel, if you rotate it, you can increase the uh, number of these loop cuts. So I wanted 3, so just click it, and now the move tool for this loop is activated. So we want to place it in what position, we can decide it, but for me I'm going to put it on its initial position by clicking the right click. Okay, 1, and now you can see we have 3 vertices here. So if we want to select this whole loop of these edges, these are the edges, not vertices. So if I want to complete select this one, I can press shift and select one by one each one. So it will take time. So if you want to select this in one click, you have to press the alt and select this one edge. It will select all the loop, all the connected. edges. Okay, so select this one and press 1. So it's in the front view. Now basically if you go here you see different options are here. So this one is for proportional editing, and that means if you select one vertices, edge or face, it will also change change the connected vertices with it. Uh, the meaning is that if you want to scale it or move it, it will also move the other vertices with it, or the edges of the faces. So I am going to select proportional editing, and here you, if you expand this top box, you can see different option are here. So I am going to press connected only, and you can also see here the different types of the proportional editing. So for me, I am going to select this root. So basically when you move it, the other vertices will adopt the shape of this root, this symbol you can see here. Okay, so make sure this complete loop of this edges is selected as to scale, and here you can see we have a circle, a gray circle, which is basically uh, this circle is to show the influence of our scale. So if I am going to increase it, you can see how the edges are reacting by changing this circle. So we can change it by using the middle mouse button, the wheel. If you rotate it, you can change it. So like that, and just make sure when you get the shape of a barrel. So basically this is the first barrel with low pulley. Okay, like that. Next I'm going to select this one, the proportional editing. The shortcut key is O, you can see it, and it will deactivate this proportional editing. Now I'm going to select this edges, the complete loop, by pressing the alt, and then press alt and shift, select this loop and this loop, and now we basically want to bevel it. So alt and B, bevel it, and now you can see it's beveling these faces, it's adding the loop here. So if I rotate the middle mouse wheel, you can see it also added more loop here, but we just needed to, and just make sure for the size. So this size is good. Now we want to extrude these uh, faces. So E to extrude it, and then just right on your mouse, right click, place it in its initial position. And now we basically want to scale it. We can scale it, or you can use Alt and S, like that, like that. So it will shrink and fatten the selected faces if you use the Alt and S. Okay, so this is our first barrel, and again tab, select this face, and go here, select the face selection mode, select this face and this face, and press I and move it like that. So it will basically, by pressing the I, we inserted face here, like that. Okay, now select this face and E to move downward, and also E to move upward, and make sure it's moving in the Z direction, like that. So this is the simple barrel, and if you want to uh, something like that, if you want to change the shapes of some faces, so it don't look full symmetrical. Okay, and now go here, select this object, go here and add a color, the material. So first material is for body, and we want it wooden shape, wooden color, like that. Okay, and another material. So this material will be for the metal ring, and now select this object tab, and basically we want to select this the face loop and assign the material for the metal. So this is one face. Press alt and select this complete loop, then shift alt, select this loop, and here I'm going to select this metal and make it a gray color for the metal and assign. So now you can see we added the material. For the body I'm going to make it like that. Okay, again shift A, mesh and cylinder, and I'm going to move it in the this Y direction. So G for move, and then lock its movement with the Y and move it here like that. And this is another way to make the barrel. So I'm going to press tab and S to scale and scale it in Z direction, then lock it Z like that, and control R to add these loops, and I'm going to add 3 loops and press 1 3, so you are in the right side view. So again proportional editing and make sure root is selected. Select this complete edges by pressing the alt and S to scale like that. Okay, press the tab, and now basically we have to select press A to select everything and make sure you are in the face selection mode, and I am going to press shift to deselect this top face, this bottom face, and here basically for this one I am going to select this face, this face, this face, this face by pressing the shift, and as keep going that, just leaving one of these faces and selecting the next one. Okay, and then press Y. So basically Y will separate the selected objected. And now these are in its initial position, but basically they are not connected. So you can see we can move them, and click here to deselect this proportional editing. Select this top face, X to delete and faces, and also this one X to delete and faces. Okay, now if you go press tab and go to here and the modifier and add modifier, and we are going to add a solidify modifier for this object, and here you can see we are basically having some gap which we needed for the wooden pieces when they are connected for the barrel like that, and also another modifier for the bevel to bevel these sharp edges, and just little bit, that's enough. Okay, so this is the second way to add the wooden planks to make this barrel, and then we can also create the these ring here. Okay, so now move to the next type of barrel. So shift A, add a cylinder, G to move in Y direction, place it here, press tab, and here basically I'm going to select uh, A for everything, and shift and deselect these two faces, and these all of these rings are selected. Now I am going to press uh, alt E, and it will give the menu for the extrude, and here we are going to select extrude faces along normals, extrude individual faces like that. Okay, then press 3 and go to control R, add 3 loops like that, proportional editing, and Alt to select all of these loops, and S to scale like that. And you can also like select everything, S to scale in Z direction to make it bigger like that. And edit, select this face, and by pressing 3 you are in the face selection mode. Select this face, E to extrude in that direction, and also for this one E to extrude in that direction. So this is also another type of barrel. And for this one I'm going to press shift A. So basically when we add things, the things are added here on this 3D cursor. So if I change it here and I add anything, shift A and add a cube, you can see it is added in the location of 3D cursor. So basically I want to mm, I want this 3D cursor to be here on this region of this barrel. So I am going to select this one, and then if I press shift S, we have this uh, window appear. So here we have different options. So basically we want cursor to select it. So select this one. Now this cursor, 3D cursor, is moved in the position in the origin position of this barrel. Okay, press 3 and shift A, and we are going to add a circle, and as to scale this one like that. And basically we want to move this circle here in this position where we have this ring. So G and Z and move it here, and as to scale make it smaller like that, and shift Z. So we are in the wireframe where we can see uh, our position GZ for this circle is correct like that. And then I am going to go to the edit mode by pressing the tab for this circle, and now you can see everything selected. So if you want to select every vertices or the edges, you press A. For the object it will select everything. And now E to extrude this one, and make sure the proportional editing is deactivated. E to select everything, and make sure you are not in the face selection mode. That's why the objects are not extruding. So E to extrude, and make sure you are locked in the Z direction uh, like that, and then S to scale it like that. Then again select this and E to extrude in Z direction like that, and S to like that. Okay, shift Z, and for this one we can make it bigger. And again I am going to add the solidify for this one. It's metal piece. You can change its thickness, even thickness, make sure for it. And for this one we are going to make it metal, and this one add the material for the body like that. So we can add these shift D, Z, shift D. We are basically duplicating its, place it here, shift D and Z, and place it here, make it bigger, also make it bigger, and we just have to change it. Go to edit mode, shift Z, so you are in the wireframe, and we just have to scale this one. So I'm going to select this one as to scale like that. Select this one, just make parallel to this edge of this barrel like that. And then this one, tap to go to the edit mode, So S to scale and select everything G and Z and make sure it's in the right edge. Okay, so select all of this S to G and Z, make it smaller. Also this one S to scale and G and Z. Okay, and the same way we can add the rings here for this barrel. So these are the simple method, the simple tools which we use to make these barrels. So different ways we can do different things, and the simple tools which we use for these objects. If you go to the edit mode, you can see the tools we use as this extrude, and we use as this loop cut, and we use as the insert faces and the bevel. So these are simple tools which we use to make these three barrels, and for each one we did a different method. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial.